ready to film. Hello, Greg Alba over here.
And I'm John.
John is here with me today. We're gonna watch the trailer for a magical movie, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange?
I'm gonna let you guys know up front, I love the Marvel movies. I really do. Am I one who's like read the comics? No. I did grow up reading more of like Batman and Nightwing. So I'm not the most comic knowledgeable guy,
You read novels here.
but I'm really into the films and I've watched them all multiple times.
Okay.
That's the credit I get. Here goes nothing.
Stephen Strange. Might I offer you some advice? Forget everything that you think you know.
Their teasers are always so dark. Maybe it's a dark one. Dark likes it.
You're a man looking at the world through a keyhole. You've spent your life trying to widen it. Your work saved the lives of thousands. What if I told you that reality is one of many?
I don't believe in fairy tales about chakras or energy or the power of belief.
You wonder what I see in your future? Possibility.
Whoa, what the hell? Holy shit.
Why are you doing this?
There are other ways to save lives.
Oh my god.
So much you don't know.
This looks fucking awesome. What the hell?
Teach me.
Oh yeah. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh shit.
Superman. Kidding. That's another comic book thing. So much love I feel in that trailer. Like I feel like they're really, I don't know. I don't know anything about Doctor Strange.
I know very little about Doctor
I
Strange.
know he deals with magic. That's about as far as my knowledge really goes
Yeah.
with it. And from my understanding, everyone loves that Benedict Cumberbatch has been cast. There's something about him where I'm just always mesmerized when I'm like pulled into the scene the second he's on screen, you know?
There's something very specific about what he looks like and how he speaks and what his sort of presence is. He's not just like a charming British actor. Like, he's got a Cumberbatchness.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's something about his eyes. It's just striking. It's just reel you in and don't let go.
No, never.
And his voice too. I mean, it seems like it was him, right?
Well, yeah, that happens a lot when, like, British actors do an American accent. Except for, like, Daniel Radcliffe, British actors always sound a lot dweebier when you first hear them speak with an American accent. It didn't occur to me, but yeah, I guess he's American.
Cool. Benedict Cumberbatch with an American accent. You know, I'm sure he's done it before in something I haven't seen.
Yeah.
But that is an intimidating American accent. He's got it down.
Oh, yeah.
He's got it down.
I wouldn't expect him to have a poor American accent. I'm very
He
surprised.
does have a striking voice. He's like sexy. He's like sexy. You know?
Yeah, well, in a weird way, yeah. Like,
Yeah, he's
there's
sexy.
something very attractive about him, but I don't know if
He's sexy.
he's not traditionally sexy.
He's a man. And Tilda Swinton, who I know has
Tilda
been cast
Swinton?
as the Ancient One, whose history I know nothing about.
Yeah, I remember there was some controversy because I think that was an Asian character in the comic books.
Ah,
I think it went from, like, Asian man to white woman, which, you know, there was vague controversy about. But I love Tilda Swinton, generally speaking. And especially that image of her, like, with the shaved head and everything. Like, you know, she's already got sort of an otherworldly quality about her.
and she's the kind of actress that really falls into these characters, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's what's cool about Benedict Cumberbatch as well. You know, you got Chiwetel Ejiofor, is that how you say his name?
Chiwetel for you.
Well, it's close. You got these actors in here who are like great freaking actors, you know? Like these actors are awesome. They are known to get lost in their roles. To see them in this like Matrix like magical world, it looks really cool. You know, every once in a while you get a film where you're like, this looks like it's trying to be the Matrix. This looks like it's trying to be the Matrix. And the closest thing I could think of that finally broke the mold was Inception, where you're like, you could say that in some ways, but they've now taken sci-fi to another level as well.
Well, and watching this trailer, I picked up notes. The dojo set reminded me of The Matrix. The city folded, like the weird kaleidoscope city reminded me of Inception. There are things that reminded me of Batman Begins.
Yeah, and I like that. Not just because of like some type of nostalgia thing. It feels like it's doing something unique with it. It feels like it's doing it in the right way.
That's what I want to see, because I like the guys who made this film a lot, the writer-director team, and I just want to see how they use those elements and make them their own. Because especially like with the mandala, like kaleidoscope stuff in the building when all the parts are kind of warping around, like that looks super cool and unique. You know? So I'm really excited to see the visual magic of this movie.
And I'm sure the movie's going to be a lot more fun. Marvel teaser trailers tend to be really serious trailers, you know? Like the Ant-Man 1 teaser was more serious than people were expecting. You know, the Iron Man 3 one I remember being like really serious and epic. The Doctor Strange, I'm sure will have a certain flair to it. It deals with magic, you know, and that'd be cool if they kept it on the dark side, but also managed to find that awesome Marvel comedy that they get.
I think they will. I mean, I'm always curious about how, like, what kind of personality, you know, the filmmakers are allowed to bring versus what Marvel wants to do, and it never seems like they're at least completely against having there be comedy. Like, a lot of their more recent stuff has been, sans Ant-Man, you know, pretty serious.
And it's an interesting director they got for it. I mean, the guy who did, like, Last Exorcism of Emily Rose, and not Exorcism. Huh?
The Exorcism.
No, The Last Exorcism of Emily Rose. That's how the title goes.
That is not how the title goes.
Yes, Eli Roth.
The Last Exorcism of Emily Rose on the left.
For a film where the two universes came together.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's a real situation.
It's sinister. So the guy has done some films that are pretty darn good, you know?
Yeah, well, like, and this will also be interesting. This could be his redemption with the big Hollywood studio system, because a lot of what led to Sinister was the fact that he did The Day the Earth Stood Still, and that was a debacle. And, like, he tried to leave that set or something like that because, like, it was just apparently not a very good filmmaking experience. So I'm curious as to how he'll handle that kind of scope again. I like it when him and C. Robert Cargill work together, and Cargill seems to have a good, you know, finger on the pulse of, you know, comics and nerd stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
Especially with those Ain't It Cool background and Spill.com.
This seems like it's really expanding the Marvel world in a new direction.
Yeah.
You know, with Guardians of the Galaxy, I know, like, they're definitely bringing in Star-Lord for Infinity War, and, you know, that takes place in a whole other universe. And then you got Doctor Strange, which deals with this whole other kind of magical world, you know, which could bring that more out of Thor in some ways. Yeah, like you said, there's elements inspired from, like, Batman Begins set. You're like, yeah, like, it does feel kind of that Ra's al Ghul and Batman story a little bit. I hope the Ancient One doesn't turn out to be an ancient bitch, that's for sure.
She'll probably smack him around a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Be distant so that he has to always yearn for her approval. I like these guys a lot, and I think they're a cool choice because I know there are at least some sort of macabre and more horror elements, and that's part of the fun of Marvel movies is to see what other genres they collide stuff into. So I think Scott Derrickson and C. Robert Cargill are a good combination for this kind of thing. This is the stuff I find the most exciting with Marvel, is like, this is a character I don't know a whole lot about, and it seems like a different corner, at least, of the Marvel comic book universe, the Marvel cinema universe, and these are the ones that excite me the most because they're, you know, different.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. I totally think Zack Snyder should take over just a
I
little
agree.
bit of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I think he should.
Well, guys, yeah, trailer was a delight. Marvel, you just keep doing your thing. You guys rock. It's cool to see Marvel still, like, you know, trying to amp up their game and, like, trying to top themselves, you know. By the time we get to Infinity War, this will be the most chaotic thing ever. That it's going to be a 2-part, 4-hour trailer.
Yeah, this is
It's
just
just a
release
montage.
a feature-length trailer, catching you up on all this shit, like showing you all, you know, 50 of the characters who are going to be heavily featured in this movie.
They're going to have to take up an entire convention center. just to get them all in one shot.
And then just imagine, like, I'm sure there will be even more characters they're gonna tease and hint at. Like,
Oh my god.
then it's just gonna be like that poster that you had, where it's just like all the Marvel characters like on a horizon.
Honestly, it's really exciting to see them going down the magical path, because the magic world is so different. Like if this doesn't become like a typical action adventure flick, and it becomes something that does give us a different world of magic. I love it when science tries to take on magic and they don't win. Mm-hmm. You know, like I like that kind of fighting. You know how it's like. That's why Scarlet Witch is going to be a powerful one. Mm-hmm. That's right. What's her name? Elizabeth Olsen. She's one of the Olsens. She's like kind of related to the Olsens.
Yeah, I forget what the actual thing is.
Yeah, I don't know, but she's one talented actress.
She does a good job.
One talented actress. I would like her to have one of my babies. One of the babies.
Just for the talent,
I just
though.
want
I
to
want
give
a
her
really
one of my babies.
talented son or daughter that I can push into acting on my behalf.
I was making a joke about taking one of the babies, and what did you do? You made your own joke. No, listen.
Sorry.
It's like, whoa. You know, you think you're doing improv. Next thing you know, you're standing next to a stand-up comic.
That's good. That's good there.
It's just saying, to me, like, when I think of, like, what's the most powerful thing? Magic. You can't beat that with science. I've seen movies like Drag Me to Hell. I know what I'm talking about.
Well, and that makes
the
things...
magic is more limitless. I just gotta say that. I'm sorry. I had to interject that. I'm so sorry for interrupting you. I'm so sorry for interrupting you.
I don't care.
But I had to interject.
I don't care.
That it makes it even more limitless, you know? It could be a way of how we get Star-Lord. It like, gets you thinking how it's all gonna like come together, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you know how they...
You're sexy.
Well, thanks, man.
No problem.
I'm interested to see how they're going to weave the fabric of these worlds together. Because some of them look like they fit... Like, some seem to fit in with the others better than some of the other ones. Well, especially because we were watching Jessica Jones and stuff like that. Things like that have gotten me more excited, too, because we've seen the same, you know, like 4 or 5 Marvel characters for so long, and it's like, oh, okay, guy with superhero powers, and we kind of know what that means. We're going to get a lot of martial arts and a lot of, like, you know, lasers. And so, like, to see some folks with different powers that aren't necessarily that, you know, coming around. And granted, I don't know what all of Doctor Strange's powers are. I'm sure there will be some fighting and some lasers. But, you know, he strikes me as being different than, you know, your standard issue superhero. So, I want to see a sorcerer story with some macabre stuff. You know, I think that would be really fun.
I think you said everything that we have to say.
Probably.
That's it for this little trailer review. Hey folks, if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe today and become a reject. John, if you like his personality, here's a playlist of all the videos he's in. And if you like his voice, here's the Dank Stubs podcast he hosts. Alright, follow us on our social networks. I'm gonna Hulk out in my bedroom for a second. You know, just gotta get really angry and start thrashing some stuff.
Plan. You know, 15 minutes of hulking out, I think, should really get me mellow for the rest of the week.
And then I spend the day relaxing by restoring the bedroom.
It's my process.
Yeah, listen to some personal development while I restore the bed.